Hi, everyone. I'm Eric Allgood. Welcome to another edition of Prep Huddle Live on StrivSports.com. The beauty of technology, here we are, finally. Tony Chapman, as always, is back with us there in Grand Island. It's full steam ahead for the fall sports season. Volleyball has their first weekend of tournaments already done and gone, with some big ones yet to come up, obviously. Softball and cross country are well into it, and football season has reached week 3 of games. Tony, if the preseason feels like Christmas Eve, right now it's got to feel like January when we get to play with all the new toys.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the fun time. We're starting to find out who's good, maybe who's a little better than we thought they were. And so that's always a fun time. You get into now games 2 for 8-man, most of them, and now we're into week 3 for 11-man football. So weeks 3, 4, and 5, we really start jockeying for position before district play to see how those things are going. And September is always just a crucial month for volleyball because you really kind of set the pace for that very important month of October as sub-districts start up the end of October and district play early November. So, it's full speed ahead, as you said.
We always love interacting on social media on the show, and we've already got our first tweet. Shout out Barry Porter, Belleville, Kansas. How you doing, Barry? It's the Dickey's Barbecue in York social media feed. Use the hashtag PrepHuddleLive, like at the bottom of your screen, and you too will be just like Barry and have your comment or question show up during the feed. We will get to any comments or questions during the show, and tonight is a very special night. Tonight is Tony's birthday. Tony, happy birthday. And in the process of finding what we could get for Tony, we decided let's give some golf balls away in his behalf. So if you use the hashtag PrepHuddleLive at some point tonight and your name is seen by Taylor Siebert, he will put your name into a little hat, and we will draw for the full dozen Nike golf balls with Striv on the side. Why don't we open them up? Well, I would love to. These are the funny boxes that don't really open well. Taylor will get that. In any event, we're going to be giving away a dozen golf balls with the Striv on the side. So if we get to that, we'll get to those throughout the show tonight. The show itself, it's a big one again. Berk Brown is back with us from NebraskaPrepVolleyball.com. We'll get his thoughts on the early season going on. Yes, here is the Striv golf ball live for all the world to see. Also, Tony will give us some highlights, some of the best football matchups at the end of the show. The Central City football coach, Troy Huebert, joined us earlier today. We'll have a replay of his audio commentary as he gets his Bison ready to take on Columbus Scotus in our Game of the Week presented by Channel Seed. And his top receiver, senior wide receiver, Brady Bamesberger, will be joining us as well. That will be towards the end of the show. As we get into this week's show, though, Tony, let's revisit last week. There were some great games and great performances across the state, not just on the gridiron, but everywhere as well.
Yeah, we do our Striv Stars again, and since we're running late, I'll try to keep this as quick as possible. But the volleyball shout-outs would be, we didn't jinx Grand Island Northwest and Freeman. They both won big season opening tournaments. Grand Island Northwest wins the Beatrice Invitational, always loaded there. They go 6-0 down in Beatrice on Friday and Saturday. In the championship bracket, they beat number 9 Omaha Duchesne, number 4 Elkhorn, and then number 7 Aurora in bracket play on Saturday to win that tournament. Freeman won their own invite that featured Class D1 number 1 Diller Odell, and that's a good start for the Falcons. So they've now won 39 in a row as they're off to a 6-0 start. So we get up to the football, and we'll start up in Creighton where Ryan Newman got Coach Gene Stewart's tenure off to a good start. They beat Elgin Pope John, who's always a good team there, 61-36. Ryan scored 7 touchdowns. He had 298 yards of offense. He rushed for 110 yards on 10 carries, scored on runs of 1, 7, and 77, caught 3 more touchdown passes. And for good measure, he had a 47-yard punt return as well. We go to Clarkson Lee. I hope Coach Clarkson is watching up there. His young runner, Brad Bunner, had 29 carries for 235 yards in their season-opening win against Wakefield. They win 69-30. Shout out to the Patriots up there. In the 6-man game on Friday afternoon, Keenan Rasmussen from St. Edward, he ran for 176 yards on 8 carries as the Beavers beat Hyannis 44-18. As a team, they ran for 367 yards, and they actually enter the 8-man rankings this week at 4th in the Omaha World Herald. 2, Boone Central Newman Grove. New coach Mark Hudson got his first win with the Cardinals and the defending champs after they lost to Columbus Scotus week 1. Week 2, they beat Columbus Lakeview 59-34. The converted tight end Keaton Henry, now playing tailback, had 13 carries for 113 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4, 8, 5, and 30 yards, and then he had 87 yards receiving and a 42-yard touchdown. We moved to Howells Dodge, another 8-man game. I got a lot of 8-man guys here this week, Eric, but Tyler Palachik at Howells Dodge, they beat a very, very good and much improved cross-county team, we think, 28-26 in the opener. Palachik had 176 yards on 22 attempts. First quarter touchdown runs of 17 and 54 yards. He also returned a punt, 44 yards for a touchdown, and completed 8 of 9 passes with an 11-yard touchdown pass as well. We mentioned Skylar Ratovic week 1 for his big night against Nebraska Christian. This week he gets Eats Butler into the rankings as they beat Friend 52-22. He had 112 yards on 17 carries, 2 touchdowns, completed 10 of 14 passes for 227 yards, 3 touchdown passes there, 60, 25, and 36 yards. So he's rushed for 329. He's thrown for 432 in 2 big wins for East Butler, both against playoff teams from last year, so a really nice start for Coach Biltoft. And then over to UTAN, a new Striv school, Cody Feist, who was a 1,000-yard rusher in 2014. He got started with against Elmwood Murdoch with 178 yards on 16 carries. Elmwood Murdoch, kind of a playoff staple, so a nice win for the Chieftains, 54-28. He's got 364 yards on 33 carries through 2 games. So some big nights Friday, and of course a big night for Millard North in our game of the week that you'll review later in the show, Eric.
Yeah, we'll get back to the game of the week from a week ago. Millard West and Millard North was a fantastic one to go cover. But we're going to switch gears after the Striv Stars right now. We do have Berk Brown from NebraskaPrepVolleyball.com on the Truck Center Company's hotline. Berk, first of all, thanks a lot for taking time out on Wednesday night for us again.
It's always my pleasure. It's always a treat to just listen to you guys as well as take part in your show. Love it.
First of all, we want to get your takeaway from the first games of the season. Some schools have had maybe a single match that they've gotten through. Others had a full tournament. Kind of an overview how you've seen things from your perspective.
Yeah, I think, it's always, just as Tony mentioned at the very outset, you're always amped up at the start of the year to see how things play out. And then, there's always going to be those surprises, and it's always interesting to see how it initially plays out. I think, just in Class A, the Bellevue West Invitational was a great experience, and it was interesting to see, really, that I think you've got 4 teams there in Papillion-La Vista, Papillion-La Vista South, North Platte, Omaha, Marion, that are all right there together. I don't think anybody really was able to separate themselves too much. Papillion-La Vista South won the tournament and obviously has the slight edge right now, but any 4 of those teams are really clubbed tightly together, which is interesting. I think a lot of people thought Marion would have a stranglehold on the Class A season this year, and they've already got 3 losses on the year. So, that was interesting. Tony touched on Grand Island Northwest. I think they're a team that's going to be a tough out, and they proved that from the very outset. Again, Diane does an incredible job with them, and winning the Beatrice tournament just is a springboard for them, and they got a huge match tomorrow night out at North Platte, so that'll be a fun thing to watch. And then a lot of great upsets. Johnson Brock with a huge win over Diller Odell this past week. That's been really fun to watch. I think some of the other things going on in the lower classes just tell you it's going to be very wide open, Class C2, D1, D2, so that always makes for a real fun and interesting season.
Well, Berk, you took away my whole next question, which was any scores that surprised you. So thank you for answering that without me even emailing or talking about it. So on we move, as we say. What are some of the big tournaments coming up, maybe this week or even some of the big matches, maybe even for tomorrow night, that you'll be keeping a close eye on?
Yeah, really the big one for me tomorrow night is the Grand Island Northwest at North Platte. That's North Platte they came in and beat Omaha Marion They did lose to Papillion Lavista South, their only loss. So, North Platte is a team with some very serious and legitimate Class A title aspirations. Grand Island Northwest is one of the toughest teams to beat in the state, regardless of class, and regardless of the talent that they have. And it just so happens that they have a lot of talent this year. So it's going to be an interesting test for both teams. It should be an electric atmosphere out there. So that'll be the big match on Thursday. And then this weekend, I really think probably the best tournament is going to be out at Kearney Catholic. There'll be some really good teams out there.
Berk, it has been brought to my attention that the Crossroads Conference is apparently the best conference ever by one of our esteemed colleagues who likes to cough on air sometimes. But you've got BDS, you've got Hampton, you've got Exeter Milligan, Giltner, Meridian is ranked. This is early in the season, and I know you talked about a lot of these teams 2 weeks ago. Early in the season, they're right back there in the rankings. The triangular with BDS, Exeter Milligan, and Giltner, everybody went 1-1 that night.
Yeah, and that was kind of an interesting thing as well. BDS was kind of the team nobody was paying maybe a whole lot of attention to going into that triangular with Exeter, Milligan, and Hampton. Of course, they snuck in and got a win against Hampton, which can happen in situations like that. But all those teams, there just is not a whole lot separating them. And a score, I guess maybe even that really surprised me coming from last night was Exeter Milligan handling Giltner the way that they did. Giltner does not lose matches like that. And Exeter Milligan put a 25-8, 25, I think it was 18 win on them last night. So obviously Exeter Milligan has bounced back well from that loss, but it's always interesting in the Crossroads Conference. And I mean, it's just great that Tony likes the Crossroads Conference. I mean, now back when he played, it was actually the York County Athletic Association, I believe. So it's nice that he's stayed with them when they transitioned to Crossroads back in 1950.
Yeah, wow. And it's his birthday, too. Berk, that was impressive that you could drop that one on him. Hey, and you know what? Next on our script is Tony doing rapid fire. So, Tone, it's all yours. Have at him.
Yeah,
thanks. Boy. I wish I would have got the heads up on that.
Here's the problem. You guys have killed half my questions already. So the first one was going to be North Platte, Grand Island Northwest. Your thoughts on that one tomorrow? Do you have anything you want to add to that one, Berk, in 15 seconds?
Yes. If people want to know what a high school volleyball atmosphere should be like, they should go to that match. That is probably the best atmosphere in Class A by far, maybe in the state. When you can get 1,000 or more people into your gym for a volleyball match, that's big time. And that's part of the excitement of it all for me going out there.
Super. One that will be on our network next Tuesday. It's almost a week away, so there's a lot of time between this, but we won't have another show beforehand. Papillion, La Vista South, and Millard West next Tuesday.
That should be a great match. Now, I mean, here's the deal. Papillion La Vista South is hardcore legit. I mean, when you got Reagan LeGrand, USC recruit, she's basically she will will that team to victory in any way possible. And so they're always going to be a fun team to watch. Peyton Shent is a big sophomore for them who's drawn some power conference interest. She's been lighting it up in the middle. Millard West, they're going to be a sneaky team because they're very, very young. I mean, they roll with, I believe, about 4 freshmen. Cassidy Loberg is one of my favorite players, just favorite people. She's really kind of embraced the role of a leader on that team as a senior, and they're going to be difficult to beat, very difficult to beat. And I love the young talent that they've got at Millard West. Jaden Santino, freshman libero. She has a chance to be one of the most special liberos to play the game here in Nebraska. They've got a 6-foot freshman in Haley Peterson, a real nice outside hitter, Jordan McCormick as well. That's a freshman. So a lot of really good young talent. It's going to be hard for Millard West to knock off Papio South. It'll be hard for anybody to do that. But it should be a fun match, and it's just exciting that you guys will be making the trip out here to broadcast that.
Excellent. Go into a little more detail. Can you run down the teams that will be at Kearney Catholic. Obviously, we know Kearney Catholic is been almost a dynasty here the last few years. One of our schools, Sutton, will be up there. I believe Hastings St. Cecilia is there. Who else will be at Kearney Catholic, and what should we look for at that tournament, which is on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't have the schedule for that, but I do know Aurora will be there, and North Platte, St. Patrick, and Ravenna, I think, are the other schools to go along with the ones that you mentioned, Hastings St. Cecilia, Kearney Catholic, and Sutton. Really the thing to watch for there is Kearney Catholic, I think, is a top 15 team in the state, and them going up against Aurora, should they meet, should be a fantastic match. Aurora, Lois Hickson does an incredible job. Her daughter's one of the best players in the state, Kylie. That would be a fun match to watch. And I'd say Sutton is another team that is got all the ingredients for having a very, very successful season and being able to make it to the last day of the season down in Lincoln. And they've got Adam does a great job with them. I think they got one of the best underclassmen libero out there in Kaylin Wiseman, and then they go seniors. I mean, they're so senior dominated, which is important. Sydney Grice and McKenna Grice are two great hitters. Haley Anthorn is another senior hitter for them, and then Nicole Keenan is a great senior setter. So they've got the seniors and experience and talent at key positions, defensively, setters, things like that. So Sutton could be kind of a dark horse team to watch, and they're fully capable of pulling an upset.
All right, let's see if I can throw you off maybe with this one. New Striv school for us, St. Paul. They're off to a 5-1 start. I know Matt Kane Fairbanks has done a great job there for the past few years. I got to watch them take Grand Island Central Catholic, great sub-district final they played here in Grand Island last year. Tell us about St. Paul and their only loss to Ord. Maybe if they could be a team in that we talk about come early November.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. With Matt as their coach, they are always going to be in it. He does a fantastic job. He got a chance to coach the NCAA All-Star Game, not this past year, but the year before. And kids that he coached from the Metro Conference and other places still rave about that experience of having him as a coach for 2-3 days. So he's really one of probably the most underappreciated, lesser-known coaches out there, but the job he does in St. Paul is incredible. And, yeah, St. Paul, again, we've talked about this a little bit. They just get victimized for being in such a difficult geographic location come district time, but they're always going to be fundamentally sound, and you are testing me a little bit. There is a girl out there that's just a phenomenal athlete, and I'm drawing a blank on her name right now. But they are definitely a team. If they can get through their sub-district, they're going to be a tough out in the postseason. But I can't say enough about the job Matt does at St. Paul, and they're always going to be competitive, and they're one of the teams nobody wants to play because they're always fundamentally sound. They don't beat themselves, and they're a fun team to watch.
Okay. Last 30 seconds, we'll lob you a softball. Tell people about NebraskaPrepVolleyball.com, how they can sign up, and what they can see on your site on a daily basis during the volleyball season.
Wow, that actually might be the hardest question. At NebraskaPrepVolleyball.com, we just cover volleyball as passionately as hopefully the athletes are out there playing it. It's a great sport. It's a huge sport here in Nebraska, and we try to put equal passion into our coverage for it because these kids deserve it. So to make it happen, it is a subscription website, but for just $30 a year, we've got podcast rankings, pictures, and we literally go to all corners of the state to cover volleyball, so that whether you're out North Platte or up in Norfolk or down in Diller Odell, you're getting the same coverage as anybody else. And so we're just passionate about the sport. We love the kids, love the coaches, and we just try and promote it the best that we can, and hopefully people enjoy the coverage.
I know we've certainly have enjoyed it so far. Berk Brown with NebraskaPrepVolleyball.com. Berk, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on the Truck Center Company's hotline tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, Berk is always fun. He's got just an incredible wealth of knowledge and obviously very passionate, as he said, about the sport of volleyball. Tony, I guess at this point we can kind of go through a little bit. Any Prep Zone also has some rankings out, and we really should just have, if we could curtail off of Berk's rankings, we should probably do that. But we've got some other teams that, as we go through the volleyball season, have made it into the Omaha World Herald in their top 10 rankings as well.
Well, yeah, we're 13 teams this week who are ranked in the World Herald that are Striv schools, and that starts off with Grand Island Northwest. As Berk mentioned, they're 10th in the all-class rankings, as Millard West is 9th. So Northwest is 4th in B, Aurora is 5th. And then just to highlight some of the new teams that entered, St. Paul was 10th last week, or in the preseason rankings. They moved up to 7th. Berk mentioned Johnson Brock in Class D1 that they upset Diller Odell at that Freeman tournament. They're 3-2, so they are actually 5th in D1, right behind Howells Dodge, also a new Striv school who's 3-0. Back up to C2, Nebraska Christian entered the rankings after not being ranked in the preseason at 2-0. And then we kind of have, I guess, beat the CRC horse to death. So Hampton, Exeter, Milligan, and Meridian check in at 7, 8, and 9. Giltner was 2 yesterday, but that'll obviously probably change given what Exeter Milligan did to them last night. I know Hampton is now over there tomorrow, I believe, for a triangular with Dorchester and Giltner. So Hampton will get their shot at Giltner here as well this week. So busy time.
Busy time, and volleyball season at this point, it's just there's so many games, so many good tournaments, so many matches during the week. Tough to keep up, but we do our best. Don't forget to tweet us during the show. Use the hashtag PrepHuddleLive. And don't forget, you can, if you use that hashtag, you too can win not just one of these golf balls. You could win this golf ball and 11 of his buddies, a full dozen, if you tweet using the hashtag PrepHuddleLive during the show. We're giving away Tony's birthday present here tonight. Thanks to Cornerstone Bank, Dickey's Barbecue in York, Truck Center Companies, and Channel Seed for sponsoring our show. We are going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk about the Channel Seed Game of the Week, talk about last week's between Millard West and Millard North, and what we've got coming up this week, Central City and Columbus Scotus. That is next on Prep Huddle Live on StrivSports.com.
Yeah, I get it. For the little things. Technology's great. It makes things easier. It's faster. We can get things done wherever we go. And we get all that from our bank. It works for us. But for the bigger things, the things that really count, I still want to talk to the people I know and trust. That's why I'm here.
I love it. It's fun. It's a fun industry to be in. Meet lots of different people, do lots of different stuff. There's always something new happening,
So far I've been enjoying it since I've been here. It's been great, learning new stuff every day. I recommend anyone coming and work here because so far the working environment's friendly, everyone's kind, and also the new guys that come here, they will gain the confidence that they need just to come and work.
I like how everybody around here is, we all kind of become real good friends. It's like a second family here. It's not something you would come to just work for a month or two. It's something you'll want to stick with forever.
Seedsmanship is what truly sets Channel apart from other seed brands. It's our unmatched ability to provide you with the expert advice and customized service that helps you get the most yield out of your acres. It's the added value of year-round service combined with elite seed products that you only get from Channel. What we provide is a hands-on approach to helping you and your farming operation succeed. It's being with you on your farm, assessing your conditions, diagnosing your challenges, then recommending the best solutions specific to your needs. At Channel, it's about working with you 365 days a year to help you reach your goals. That's seedsmanship at work.
Home-cooked favorites and online ordering so you can skip the line. That's what you'll find at Dickey's Barbecue in York. Log on to dickeys.com, select the York address, sign in, or create a profile, and you'll be ordering delicious barbecue in just seconds. Choose from a variety of meats like brisket, pulled pork, chicken breast, or sausage. Add a home-style side like waffle iron fries, fried onion tanglers, barbecue beans, and even fried okra. You won't go away hungry. Try Dickey's Barbecue today and log on to dickeys.com. Kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome back to Prep Huddle Live on StrivSports.com. It is Game of the Week time, presented by Channel Seed. Last week we had Millard North, Millard West, Class A number 1, Class A number 2. On paper, everything said this was supposed to be one of the best regular season games of the season, and we were treated to a contest that got so lopsided we had a running clock in the fourth quarter. Nobody in attendance predicted that, but Millard West proved to be outstanding literally in every facet of the game. It didn't matter if it was Logan Anderjaska throwing the ball. It didn't matter if he was running the ball. It didn't matter if that Millard West defense was stuffing the North offense all night. Outside of one early turnover where Millard North got a fumble recovery at the West 5-yard line, took them 2 plays to score. Outside of that drive, there was nothing doing for the Mustangs until the fourth quarter against the second and third units when a drive got all the way to the 1-yard line. And even then, West held up and kept the North Mustangs out of the end zone. It was an incredible performance by Millard West. And we've got some highlights from the top 2 teams in Class A from a week ago. Let's go back to Buell Stadium there in Millard. Set to receive the opening kick. The wind is behind Millard North to start this first quarter, so West will be going into the wind. The kickoff is high, hanging, and will be fielded from the 4.
That's
10 to 15, good cut to get outside. Penalty flag, though, does come down as swung out of bounds out near the 40-yard line to the near side. Anderjaska pumps left, now throws the wide receiver screen back to, or pumps right now. Ball came out, and Millard North has got the football at the 5-yard line. Under center. A little short motion that time. Give it to Matthew, and he plows his way, and Jake Matthew is, I think he was in there. Yeah, finally. It seemed like the whole pile went into the end zone, but no official signaled anything. But Matthew is in there for the touchdown. Now Anderjaska's got 2 receivers each way. Drops straight back. Looking left. Over the middle. It is caught. It is a touchdown for Millard West. That ground game beginning to come up. Anderjaska rolls the pocket to the right. Sets up. Fires the deep out route. It is caught. Oh, Wyatt took it back for a touchdown. Holy cow. The defender on the far side that time was Dylan Price. He thought he had that ball for a pick 6 going the other way. Wyatt stole it back from his hands for the touchdown for Millard West.
Have to be drive killers for sure for Millard North.
Morrison now will throw it. Has a man over the middle, but it is intercepted by Millard West. Picking that off was Josh Wallace. He comes up with the INT, and the Wildcats have it again. Well, they didn't give him a first down, apparently. It doesn't matter. Lallman, 4 yards, touchdown. That's there. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that, because that was about to be terribly confusing for everyone at home.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic first half for the Millard West Wildcats. You get the feeling that if Millard West can punch it in for points here, it just might kind of seal things up. Anderjaska, play fake. Rolling left, now throwing right. There's Lallman looking for a block on a running back screen. He got the block. He got another block, and it's a touchdown. Well designed, well executed, and great blocks on the near side. Humphrey had one of them. It's a 20-yard touchdown pitch and catch to Lallman. And Millard West set to kick this off again into the wind, so it's a high, short kick, and it will bounce. It's free, and does Millard West have it? Jumping like they do. The Wildcats got it back.
From Millard North, you see them up there with a lot of energy, and Millard North just looking like they have to be there.
Fake the screen, throw back to the left, and that is wide open. One man to beat. It's Lallman again. It's another touchdown. Back-to-back snaps. The pass play to Lallman goes, this time for 26.
Really hard to do.
Yeah. Quinn's a solid guy. This one is over to the left side. Bobbled for a moment, but taken at the 27-yard line. Couple of cuts up the field. This is Morrison with a big return, I believe, for Millard West, or for Millard North, I should say. The Pacific time zone would be nice. Morrison rolls left, and again, he'll just chuck it. Getting free again is the receiver, but a wonderful defensive play on the near side for Hunter Stock, the cornerback. Anderjaska going to keep it, though, and he will dive in there for the end zone. Touchdown, Logan Anderjaska.
Definitely just a good kind of faked the handoff there and kept it and just got around the side.
Thwarted. Man in motion. Now they want to throw it, and it's incomplete. So on 4th and goal, the second unit for the Millard West defense has held. And they will not get the ball spotted in time. Millard West does not even have to go out on the field for offense. This game is over. Millard West, number 2 in Class A, takes down handily and decidedly the number 1 team in Class A, 42-7. Millard West takes out Millard North. Millard West goes to 2-0 on their season. Millard North now 1-1. We want to say thanks again to Lisa and the Millard West Striv crew for letting us in for Game of the Week. We had a lot of fun last week, and now we have another great game expected. That's why we call it the Game of the Week. Central City is hosting Class C1 number 2 Columbus Scotus. Tony, when we get your thoughts on this one, because you've got the wide open passing offense and up and down the field this of Central City, and obviously this is an incredible Scotus defense because they hold David City Aquinas, who put up 51 in Week 1, hold them to a mere 6 last week in their 10-6 win. That irresistible force and immovable object seems like it's coming into play again.
Yeah, you might have just nailed it on the head right there. So this is one, last year you always look back on a season and you go, gosh, I wish I'd have seen this team play. And for me last year, that team was Central City. I think Troy Huebert, following in his dad's footsteps as a coach who will be around in Nebraska a long, long time. I know you had fun with the interview today, but you can tell why kids love playing for him, I think, really quickly. He's a quarterback guy. They like to get out and throw the ball. And then you've got a Scotus team who I think there's close to 25 seniors on this football team. All they've done the first 2 weeks is beat last year's C1 champ, Boone Central, and last year's C2 champ, David City Aquinas. So they know how to win. Talking to a few of my buddies up there in Columbus, they feel like they have a team this year that can contend for a title, that is focused on a title. A lot of those kids played in a really good basketball team last year as well, and so they've been there, done that, and they know how to win at Columbus Scotus as well. So I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. I think it might maybe be a little bit closer than some people are thinking. Central City not yet ranked. They were 6-4 last year, and so this will be interesting to see how this one turns out Friday. I'm excited to go watch.
Yeah, Mitch Carlson has had a fantastic start to the season at quarterback for the Bison, and I asked Coach Huebert about not only Mitch but the rest of the team and his early season thoughts and what it means to get into this game this week for the Game of the Week early on in this season. Coach, you're 2-0 on the season, putting up some big offensive numbers so far. At least early on, you've got to be pretty happy with the way the guys have played.
Yeah, we've had a good start to the season. Really on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, playing pretty well. We've executed fairly well on offense, and defensively we've had guys really step up this year and make plays. We're getting a lot more comfortable in our defense after switching to the 4-man front a year ago. So we're off to a good start. We're excited about where we're at, but a lot of season ahead of us, so we know we got to continue to get better.
Your quarterback, Mitch Carlson, has thrown for 320 yards in each of the first 2 games. That's an entire season for some teams, leading your team to a number 4 ranking in scoring in Class C1. How important has he been now, not just as the starter this year, but his development since you got to Central City?
Yeah, he's really improved over the course of the last 3 years, from his sophomore season, as far as his leadership. And what I'm most excited about with him so far through 2 games is he's done a really nice job with his decision making and taking care of the football. That's a huge thing. You're going to put yourself in a position to win a lot of football games, and he's done that so far. He did a lot of great things last year, but he's still working to improve.
The team is obviously more than just the offense. Your defense has given up just 32 points. That gives you the 5th best spread of any 2 games that have been played so far this season. How has your defense looked?
Yeah, defensively, like I said, we're really starting to, under defensive line has really played great through the first 2 games, and things run pretty smoothly for the defense. So, and our responsibilities and their gap responsibilities, and we've just really grown. Our top 3 leading tacklers from a season ago are all back this season.
When we had last seen you, fall camp was just beginning when we got through our series of Camp Confidentials early on this year. We know fall camp can be a grind. Then you get to the excitement of week 1. Then you get to the fine-tuning of game 2. Mentally, how do you like where the guys are at this point in the season?
Good spirits mentally, and the thing that I like is we're have played 3, even 4 years of football, and we had pretty high expectations, coming off the playoffs, and we've had great leadership, and all the rest of the kids have followed and really bought in. We played well there, and I think we're excited about that, and it should be a great atmosphere.
That leads us to the task at hand is Columbus Scotus. They're ranked number 2 in Class C1. From an overall point of view, how big is this game this early in the season?
It's a big game. I think every week's a big game, but I think, this is one of those games about, a lot about yourself and get to go compete against, one of the best. That's exciting. That's what high school football is all about, and about cherishing this week, and really excited, about getting, after 2 road games, we're excited to be back home.
What's the scouting report on the Shamrocks?
There's no glaring weaknesses at all, with their team. They're physical, their skill positions. They got a ton of speed. They got guys, and then they got a big fullback, middle linebacker guy. Those guys, and add in, they're solid secondary, and as far as they got a senior heavy team, it's exciting to get this chance to play them at home.
Every football game, of course, at its root comes down to who blocks the best, who tackles the best. Everything else kind of takes care of itself. But for you, what are other than those, what are the biggest keys to victory?
Play hard, but not, let the atmosphere and, who run on our responsibilities offensively, defensively. We got to execute. We got to take care of the football. We've got to tackle well. Their backs are tough to tackle. And then we just gotta hopefully make some plays. And if we can get off to a good start and some things go well early, then I think we're going to be right there.
Coach, as always, thanks a lot for the time. Best of luck to you and the guys Friday night.
Hey, I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you.
Thanks again to Coach Troy Huebert on the Truck Center Company's hotline. You can catch the Bison taking on Columbus Scotus this Friday night on the Striv channel for Central City, striv.tv/central-city. Don't forget there's a slash first, then the dash. Don't forget, if you are using the hashtag PrepHuddleLive for your tweets tonight, we are putting your names, they are already here, they're on the desk, in the hat, not just for this golf ball. For 11 of his buddies. We're giving away a dozen Striv golf balls at the end of this show here tonight. But you got to use the hashtag PrepHuddleLive between now and the end of our show, which is coming up quickly around 8:30 or so. Another commercial break. When we come back, more with Central City. We'll talk with wide receiver Brady Bamesberger. That is next on StrivSports.com on Prep Huddle Live.
I never really imagined that I would be a diesel technician. I started out in a whole different other field and then kind of worked my way and stumbled my way into it, and I enjoy every day of it.
The people that I work with are great. Even if you're having a bad day, they find some way to try to make you laugh or smile to try to brighten your day up. It'll be a life-changing opportunity. So there's a lot of good things that this company has to offer.
Yeah, I get it. For the little things. Technology's great. It makes things easier. It's faster. We can get things done wherever we go. And we get all that from our bank. It works for us. But for the bigger things, the things that really count, I still want to talk to the people I know and trust. That's why I'm here.
Home-cooked favorites and online ordering so you can skip the line. That's what you'll find at Dickey's Barbecue in York. Log on to dickeys.com, select the York address, sign in, or create a profile, and you'll be ordering delicious barbecue in just seconds. Choose from a variety of meats like brisket, pulled pork, chicken breast, or sausage. Add a home-style side like waffle iron fries, fried onion tanglers, barbecue beans, and even fried okra. You won't go away hungry. Try Dickey's Barbecue today and log on to dickeys.com. Kids eat free on Sunday.
Seedsmanship is what truly sets Channel apart from other seed brands. It's our unmatched ability to provide you with the expert advice and customized service that helps you get the most yield out of your acres. It's the added value of year-round service combined with elite seed products that you only get from Channel. What we provide is a hands-on approach to helping you and your farming operation succeed. It's being with you on your farm, assessing your conditions, diagnosing your challenges, then recommending the best solutions specific to your needs. At Channel, it's about working with you 365 days a year to help you reach your goals. That's seedsmanship at work.
We are back here on Prep Huddle Live on StrivSports.com, and we are joined now by Central City's Brady Bamesberger. He was first-team All-State at wide receiver a year ago. Helped his team to the first round of 16 game played by Central City since 1989. Brady, thanks a lot for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Now, I know a lot goes into the summer for you guys anymore. You've got weights. You've got the emergence in Nebraska now with 7-on-7. What are some of the things that you guys carry from the summer workouts into your fall practices and now into the games?
Oh, yeah, we did a lot of passing, which is, of course, our main thing we do in games. And we just did so much this summer going down to Bellevue for the 7-on-7 state championships. And it really showed since we won the first ever for Class C. And we definitely, when we got back into the season, we definitely used that a lot, and it's shown so far. I mean, at least that's what I think.
Brady, this is Tony over in Grand Island. Coach Huebert, you guys, Central City football, we'll be honest, hadn't been great for a while. And when Coach Huebert came in 3 years ago, can you talk about the process of what he's built for you guys and how you guys have kind of gone from your sophomore year to now and getting off to this undefeated start and making the playoffs last year? What's it been like playing for him and kind of the attitude he's established for you guys at Central City?
Yeah, it's been great. Before that, we were a pretty running team, and he definitely loved to pass, and it was a challenge at first, learning to just get into his system and learn how he liked to play football, but it's been great. Since we have so much people returning this year, we all pretty much know the offense pretty good, and we're just Coach Huebert loves to just pass the ball, and we definitely fit his offense now, and she's been doing really good with us.
Tony takes the serious questions. I take the fun questions here, Brady. So a couple of fun ones here. When Friday rolls around, outside of the game, what is the favorite part of the day that you guys go through?
I actually think it's right before the game. Right before we go outside, we do this quiet time thing where we just sit there and we look over plays and listen to music and just focus on the game, and it just kind of shows how much we bonded as a team and how close we are, and that's honestly my favorite part of the day.
All right. Now, I know that athletes are a different breed sometimes, and Tony played sports, and Taylor played sports, and I played sports, so we kind of get it to a certain extent. But I know that athletes can be superstitious in some ways. We can also be creatures of habit. So I want you to fill in the blank on this question as best you can. I can't step on the field for a game without what?
Probably just my gloves, I guess. Like, if I forgot my gloves, I don't know what I'd be doing out there. I'd probably drop every ball.
Okay.
I love it.
Some people are easy like that. Michael Vick needed chapstick in his helmet, right? Brady just and Terrell Owens needed a Sharpie in his sock. Brady just needs his gloves. That's okay.
Excellent. Hey, Brady, can you talk about this senior class? You got a big group of seniors, and one of the fun things about sports is that when you're 25, when you're 30, and you've left high school a lot, you can look back and know what you learned. What have you taken most from Coach Huebert, from playing football with your buddies, and kind of the memories that you have so far?
Coach, you're 2-0 on the season, putting up some big.
Become such good friends, and it's just such a good family, like the whole football team, and because we've been around together since we were young, and now that we have so many people out this year, seniors, like it's just building that brotherhood, and it's nice to know like that I know they have my back and I have theirs, and hopefully that'll carry through the years on. Last year,
this was a game you were also 2-0, and Scotus was 1-1 coming into this thing. And then they got you pretty good. I know it was a 42-0 game in Columbus. What did you guys learn from that, and how did that help you for the rest of last year, and maybe carry that into this year as well?
Well, when we faced them last year, we never really went up against the defense like that. There's a lot of press man, and we really didn't know what to do. We weren't ready for that. And now that this off season we practice it all the time through our 7-on-7, and all through this year we practice it a lot, and hopefully we can just work and get that all better, and hopefully it'll be a good game Friday.
I know we're looking forward to it. That's Brady Bamesberger joining us tonight on the Truck Center Company's hotline. Brady, thanks so much, and good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, that should be Brady Bamesberger, top receiver. Obviously, All-State a year ago for Mitch Carlson. Mitch, by the way, has thrown for 320 yards in each of the first two games, if you hadn't heard that or you missed it in the interview with Coach Huebert. But the Bison offense is a-rolling, and the Scotus defense most definitely has something to say about that. So there's a reason it got picked as Game of the Week. Speaking of Game of the Week, Tony, Central City and Scotus is just one of many great games, and we have we're looking through the events page on strive.tv. That's a good plug, by the way. Events page, that's where you want to go. To find what we thought maybe were the best 5 games. If you are shall we say, the casual fan, and you don't have necessarily a particular rooting interest on Friday night, what are the top 5 games that you can see on the Strive channels on the respective host schools pages? So I'll kind of go through the list, and Tony can kind of give us a little bit of a feeler why we should be interested in watching some of these games. And one of the Strive 5, as we're calling them, is game number 5, which is Omaha Scut at Crete. Because I believe this might be the only time during the regular season that you would have a chance to see Omaha Scut on a Strive channel, and I might be wrong, but Tony, that matchup between Scut and Crete, obviously Scut with Coach Turman is off to a fantastic start. Crete kind of got their feet hopefully back under them a little bit last week and looking for better things this week.
Well, yeah, I think you've kind of nailed all the points there. I think Scut will be back in the Metro for the rest of the season after this game at Crete on Friday. And, another good test for Coach Manstad. But Omaha Scut, man, is really, really good. Obviously, they're the 2-time defending champion, so they know what they're about. And it'll just, I think probably Coach Manstad looking for improvement. I think he probably saw that last week, and he just wants to see it as the weeks go on here. But, yeah, it'll be, really fun if people have not seen Omaha Scut play. They get a nice look at them on Friday night when they come to Simon Field.
And, again, that will be on the Crete Strive channel. Then we go to Game 4, Creighton Prep at Omaha Central. Perennial Class A powers. Prep had an interesting game last week. I think I saw, they also were at the victims of a running clock. The last time that both Millard North and Creighton Prep had a running clock against them in the same week was never. More than likely. And Creighton Prep tries to rebound against Omaha Central this week.
So Creighton Prep made to the finals last year, 1-1 now, as you said, lost to Omaha West Side last week. I believe it was 41-0. So bounce back game for them, and Central maybe get off to a surprise 3-0 start here. I think them moving up. They were 7th last week. They're 5th in the rankings this week. They've won really 2 close games, and so this is another nice test for Omaha Central. Their quarterback Trey Flowers, I think, does a good job for them, and under Coach Ball, they've just been a really disciplined team. You look at, they've scored 30 points this year and given up 21, so they're not doing anything fancy, but they're going to battle with you for 4 quarters, and I think this will be a good one in downtown Omaha on Friday night.
Game number 3 takes us down to the C2 ranks, Hastings St. Cecilia at Fillmore Central. It feels like when my brother was back in school, back in the early 2000s there, Tony, but the Blue Hawks and the Panthers should be a good one there in Geneva.
Yeah, I remember covering a game where one school was first in the Lincoln paper and the other was first in the Omaha paper. Not so this week, but St. Cecilia is your new number 1 in Class C2 after Aquinas' loss to Scotus last week. I don't know if I'd even maybe move the Monarchs, but Stu did, moved them down to 4th, bumped up Battle Creek and Sutton 1 spot each, and Hastings, St. Cecilia, and Fillmore Central. Fillmore Central, a playoff team last year, 2-0 start. So this will be a nice test for Coach Comenda's team just to kind of see where they're at early in the season. And, I know it was a game that I think went St. Cecilia's way pretty easy last year over at Duncan Field, but maybe getting it at home, see how long they can play with them, and again, just be kind of a measuring stick for the Panthers early here in the season.
And that game will be on the Fillmore Central Strive channel. Our number 2 game of the Strive 5 features 2 teams that are winless on the season. We go to the 8-man ranks where Blue Hill, 0-1, is at High Plains, also 0-1. But, Tony, there's a reason that this is actually probably the number 2 game on our Strive 5.
Hey, look at this one, and same thing happened to Blue Hill last year. They got up to an 0-2 start, and actually I believe it was a 1-3 start, but they lost to Bruning Davenport Shickley last week, 38-21. They were preseason number 5, and Bruning Davenport Shickley has looked good early on here, and then High Plains, maybe we'll see if they can surprise some people. They played Saturday, number 1, Guardian Angels Central Catholic, and that was a 44-40 win for Guardian Angels Central Catholic, but High Plains up 17-0 at the half. And I'll tell you what, guys, you never know what that state basketball championship did for maybe the confidence of those High Plains kids. Thomas Young, an outstanding athlete. Kyler Van Housen, a great football player last year. They got some nice athletes, and this will be an interesting one. And it's just a meat grinder for High Plains. I think next week they'll play Bruning Davenport Shickley. So they'll start their season with 3 teams who are in the preseason top 10, and just a really tough slate for Coach Wood and his team. But they usually love taking that pressure in and do a pretty good job with it. They beat Blue Hill last year in a shootout kind of game down in Blue Hill. So this one I think will be fun to watch.
And again, that will be on the High Plains Strive channel. And our number 1 game on a Strive channel this week is Scottsbluff at McCook. Coach Gross does a fantastic job. The Bison last week taking care of Grand Island Northwest. They get a new challenge this week with Scottsbluff, Tony.
How about the start for Scottsbluff? A pair of 41-0 wins. I'd have to check. I apologize for not knowing who that first one is off the top of my head. Oh, Lexington. They beat Lexington 41-0 week 1. They beat Hastings High 41-0 to week 2. So if McCook scores on the Bearcats, they'll have done something. And this is number 5 versus number 7, and 2 teams who really in the last 3 years have been kind of the class of the West. If you'll remember, a few years ago, Scottsbluff had an undefeated regular season before York upset them in the playoffs. And I believe Scottsbluff knocked Aurora off last year in the playoffs and was a quarterfinalist. So Scottsbluff has got kind of a nice little tradition established here in the last couple years, and we all know about McCook. I expect this one will be really, really good. If I had to make a guess, I'd say if a team got to 20, the first team that got to 20 is probably going to win this one.
So, again, we want to run down our Strive 5 for this coming Friday. Omaha Scott at Crete, Creighton Prep at Omaha Central, Hastings St. Cecilia at Fillmore Central, Blue Hill at High Plains, and Scottsbluff at McCook. Those are the 5 Strive games, maybe what we think might be the best games to watch on our Striv channels. And again, there are a plethora of them. There, I use that word again. I used that word literally 3 times in my life, and it's been on this show every time. I don't know why, but there it is. As we get ready for the end of our show, Taylor has left me a script note here, Tony, that we are going to ask for more tweets. Hashtag Prep Huddle Live to put your name into our hat, because we are giving away 1 dozen Striv golf balls. They are the Nike Power Distance Soft. If you are one that cares what brand of ball you play, with the nice Striv logo on there. And Taylor's going to tell us more about these balls.
Just want to thank Dana Wiseman, Scott, don't know how to say it,
Horace. Scott Horace.
And Barry Porter.
Barry Porter.
Gosh, I'm screwing up.
That's why we took him off the mic this year.
Behind the glass. Or to your left.
Yeah.
But thanks to those folks for tweeting. We're going to extend it a little bit so we get a couple more people in the hat, but we got your names down. Hoping noon tomorrow, Eric will send out a tweet. We'll take a little video of that name being drawn out of the hat, so there's proof that we actually did that. So
it will be very legit tomorrow.
I want to thank those folks for tweeting out on that.
Thanks to Dana. See, now he's got me doing it. Dana, Barry, and Scott are in. And if there's more tweets to the hashtag Prep Huddle Live, we will put you in as well. Tony, Friday night is coming up in a few weeks. How about a few days? Parting thoughts. Happy birthday again.
Well, thank you. 29 with 10 years of experience.
Good way to be.
So we'll see what the next year brings. I gave a quick shout out to St. Edward as they entered the six-man rankings this week, and I wanted to also give a shout out to Coach Nielsen over in Osceola. I put a jinx on them and said that they could be undefeated when Humphrey St. Francis comes to town on October 9th, and the Bulldogs have entered the rankings at 2-0. They avenged two early losses from last year to Meridian and Bancroft Rosalie. 62-32 win week 1, and then a 54-16 win against Bancroft Rosalie. And we know what the kind of athletes they've had up there for a long, long time. They've got Parkview Christian this week and then a week off, and then 2 road trips before that St. Francis game. So congratulations to Coach Nielsen and the Bulldogs in the rankings at number 9 this week in the Omaha World Herald in Class D2. So looking forward to following their progress here as the season rolls on as well.
All right, folks, thanks for tuning in to Prep Huddle Live. We hope you enjoyed it. The replay of this show should be up on our page shortly. Thanks again to our sponsors, Cornerstone Bank, Truck Center Companies, Dickey's Barbecue in York, and Channel Seed. The tweets, of course, hashtag Prep Huddle Live. We'll put you in the drawing for the noon drawing tomorrow for the dozen golf balls, the Nike golf balls with the Striv logo. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Don't forget that coming up later on this week on StrivSports.com, we will have the Friday Night Spotlight. It is your statewide pregame show as you get ready for your game wherever you might be heading for Friday night. Take us along with you. Don't forget to subscribe to our iTunes feed as well. Thanks for watching Prep Huddle Live on StrivSports.com.
Yeah, I get it. For the little things. Technology's great. It makes things easier. It's faster. We can get things done wherever we go. And we get all that from our bank. It works for us. But for the bigger things, the things that really count, I still want to talk to the people I know and trust. That's why I'm here.
Home-cooked favorites and online ordering so you can skip the line. That's what you'll find at Dickey's Barbecue in York. Log on to Dickeys.com, select the York address, sign in, or create a profile, and you'll be ordering delicious barbecue in just seconds. Choose from a variety of meats like brisket, pulled pork, chicken breast, or sausage. Add a home-style side like waffle iron fries, fried onion tanglers, barbecue beans, and even fried okra. You won't go away hungry. Try Dickey's Barbecue today and log on to Dickeys.com. Kids eat free.
Seedsmanship is what truly sets Channel apart from other seed brands. It's our unmatched ability to provide you with the expert advice and customized service that helps you get the most yield out of your acres. It's the added value of year-round service combined with elite seed products that you only get from Channel. What we provide is a hands-on approach to helping you and your farming operation succeed. It's being with you on your farm, assessing your conditions, diagnosing your challenges, then recommending the best solutions specific to your needs. At Channel, it's about working with you 365 days a year to help you reach your goals. That's seedsmanship at work.
I love it. It's fun. It's a fun industry to be in. Meet lots of different people, do lots of different stuff. There's always something new happening, so.
So far I've been enjoying it since I've been here. It's been great, learning new stuff every day. I recommend anyone coming and work here because so far the working environment's friendly, everyone's kind, and also the new guys that come here, they will gain the confidence that they need just to come and work.
I like how everybody around here is, we all kind of become real good friends. It's like a second family here. It's not something you would come to just work for a month or two. It's something you'll want to stick with forever.
I never really imagined that I would be a diesel technician. I started out in a whole different other field and then kind of worked my way and stumbled my way into it, and I enjoy every day of it.
The people that I work with are great. Even if you're having a bad day, they find some way to try to make you laugh or smile to try to brighten your day up. It'll be a life-changing opportunity. So there's a lot of good things that this company has to offer.